I both hope and don't hope that my audio works in this video. If you've been on my channel for the past week, you will know I've had such bad audio problems. I've spent hours upon hours upon hours going through all of my microphone settings, all of my audio device settings, literally every single setting I can possibly imagine, only to find my laptop has automatically enabled a audio filter to auto-enhance, aka make me sound like crap. So I think that's it. I think this is the issue. But I've been tearing my hair out. Anyway, makeup brands are dying. This is the point of this video. Makeup brands are dying. I can't believe that was the issue. Anyway, I have seen on Instagram, it's so sad. It saddens me so much. Indie brands especially, but also like main makeup brands are dying out. And it is because of the US tariffs, baby. It saddens my heart so much to see so many indie brands having to close their US shipping because of these tariffs. Now, at first glance, you'd think, oh, it's not too big of a deal because these tariffs are different depending on where the product is shipped from. Or so I thought at the start. Also, I thought. So, for example, the UK has a much lower tariff threshold, I guess, than something in China. So if you were sending something from China to the US, it would have a ridiculous tariff situation. However, if you sent something from the UK to the US, it wouldn't be too bad. That's what I thought at first. Nay. Now it is the country of origin of everything in that product, which is China. For 90% of makeup brands, it is China. That is where a lot of these eyeshadow labs are. Not just eyeshadow labs, like everything is in China. It is the industry capital of the world. And that is where a lot of makeup products are made. It doesn't mean that they're bad products. It doesn't mean that they're bad quality. It doesn't mean anything like that. It's just where makeup is made a lot of the time. And so even if it's a UK indie brand, even if it's a French indie brand, even if it's any indie brand that is not either in the US or China, it is still going to have the huge tariff price of something sent from China. Which means it is so important to shop indie right now. It is so important if you're not in the US, if they're available to you. It is so important for Europeans, Canadians, South Americans, everywhere. Like if you're in Africa, if you're in Brazil, if you're in, no matter where you are, it is so important now to support your favorite indie brands that are outside the US, because I don't know how most of these companies are going to cope. I don't know how having possibly half, if not over half of their customers cut is going to allow these brands to continue. And I'm such a lover of indie brands here on my channel. I love indie brands so much. I think indie brands are so much better than high-end brands, than luxury brands, than drugstore brands. They are just incredible brands. And so I don't know how these companies are going to survive, but they must. As someone in the beauty community, me and you, we've got to make sure that these indie brands stay afloat. We've got to make sure that these indie brands have customers. Obviously, if you're not in the market for new makeup, I'm not going to tell you to go out and buy loads of makeup just because. But if you fancy a new eyeshadow palette, if you fancy a new lippy, if you fancy a new little bits and bobs, please, I am urging you desperately, please check out independent makeup brands instead of these multi-billion-dollar brands who it really doesn't affect. A lot of these brands are small businesses ran by one or two people, made and designed and packed and shipped by one person or a few people, and these brands deserve to stay alive. These brands are the beating heart of the beauty community, I feel like. We cannot let them down. We cannot let them just disappear. If brands like Becca are closing down, even without the US tariff situation a few years ago. How are these indie brands going to survive? That is a question that we really need to think about, and that is a question that we really, really need to focus on. And I really feel like we gotta make it work. We have to stand away now from the Charlotte Tilburys, from the Natasha Denonas, from the Makeup Revolutions, from the Elfs, from the everyone, and really look at the Pastel Roses, Titanium Foxes, Lethal Cosmetics, everyone like that we really need to support in this time. I don't want to tell you where to spend your money. Your money is your money. However, this is a really serious situation that could see so much creativity and love and passion go down the drain, and it cannot all be for nothing. It really, really can't. There are so many beautiful brands. I will link all of my favourite brands down below, which are not in the US, which are indie. One of them, let's just do some shout outs. The Titanium Foxes Grackle Chat eyeshadow palette. Look how stunning this is. The most incredible, beautiful, insane duochromes you ever did see. The matte, stunning, gorgeous, pigmented, 10 out of 10. I would so recommend this brand if you are looking for colourful, beautiful, pigmented, intense eyeshadows. Titanium Foxes all the way. If you're more of a single eyeshadow girly, the Pastel Roses, you will all know is I think this is my absolute favourite brand of all time. This is from the UK. It is a UK indie brand. Like, look at that duochrome. So stunning. This is the shade Starry Night. You can get 20% off with code CAITLIN20 as well. Really just stunning. So many people buy a whole eyeshadow palette for the duochrome. Just go to the Pastel Roses, pick out your favourite duochrome. You've saved a bunch of money. I urge you, please, Odens Eye, brilliant brand. I'm just picking up any indie brand on my desk right now because I need these indie brands to survive. I know that these indie brands don't have backing, they don't have investors, they don't have anything to keep them afloat. It is just us. It is just the girlies who love makeup. It is just the girlies who want to experience something different. How boring is the drugstore right now? How boring is makeup right now? But indie has always given us something different. Indie has always offered something more to us. And if we cannot support them now, they're gonna go. They're gonna disappear. This is such a serious situation. And it is so heartbreaking to me that some of these brands are gonna be closing down, and I really hope we see a very minimal amount of brands do that because they are the beating heart of this community. They are the beating heart of creativity and passion, and I love all of these indie brands so much, and we need to keep them afloat. We need to keep them going, and it goes not only for makeup brands. If you have a favourite homeware brand on like Etsy, it's like a little homeware brand outside the US, please shop from independent sellers. Please do not shop from multi-billion-pound brands because they have not earned your money. The indie brands who are struggling to keep afloat have earned your money. And trust me, their quality is going to be so much better than Revolution anyway. Like, I'm just saving you some dollar there. Don't worry about it. It breaks my heart to go on Instagram every day and there's another indie brand saying, I'm so sorry, we can't ship to the US anymore because of these tariffs, because of these customs. I heard one brand say that it could be up to $200 in customs, which is absolutely crazy. That is insane. Trading has been a thing since like caveman days. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a politician. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be a politician and say like, this is wrong, this is right, like da 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 da. But trading has been a thing since the dawn of time. Like, why? I don't understand. I really don't understand cutting off the world. I don't understand. If you can explain it to me like I'm 5, like if you agree with this situation and you passionately agree, please explain it to me like I'm 5 because I don't understand. I really, really don't. I understand the urge and the want for more, you know, locally made things. So put an incentive to buy more locally made things. You know what I mean? Don't punish the rest of the world. You know what I mean? I don't understand. I really don't understand. I think this whole thing should have just been swapped. Instead of punishing the rest of the world, incentivize local. You know what? It breaks my heart. It makes me so worried for these makeup brands because they need us more than ever. If you have something from an indie brand that you really want to explore, now is the time to do it. Unfortunately, when this video goes live, most indie brands are not shipping to the US anymore if they're not in the US, and that is so sad to me. And even if we look on the other side, the people of the US who now have had basically all of their indie brands cut, like, what is going on with this situation? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I think we should all just celebrate each other. I think we should all just be kind. I think we all, as a beauty community, need to band together and get us out of this. I hope it won't last forever. I really, really do. But I don't see a way out of this right now, and it is absolutely crazy. When I read that it is no longer the place where the product is shipped from, it is actually the place where the product is originated from, my heart broke, and we gotta do better. We gotta do better. We gotta fund the people who genuinely live for makeup. We've gotta fund the people who are feeding their families off our dollar, because it's so important. I do have discount codes for a lot of indie brands down in my description. I will always push that now. It is so important. Even if it's just a few pound, a little order here and there, it is so important. And my heart breaks. My heart breaks. What is the world coming to? What is the world coming to? I feel so lucky to be in the UK. And I don't often say that with makeup launches, because normally the US gets all the fun makeup launches, and then the UK and everywhere else have to wait like 6 weeks to be able to get their hands on makeup. But at least we have access to most indie brands. At least we have access to beautiful duochromes and stunning eyeshadow palettes. And I feel so bad for all of you guys in the US who now have had that cut from you. It's so sad, but we gotta move forward. All of the best European indie brands are going to be listed down below. All of the indie brands that, if you're not in the US, really need your help right now. We need to stand up. We need to support these brands because, oh my goodness me, what is going on with the world? I just don't understand. This is a much shorter video, and I hope that this audio works. Can you imagine if that was the issue this whole time? My laptop was just pranking me. Oh my god, I'm gonna throw it out a window. I had a whole tech bill. I paid for someone to look into it and they couldn't find the issue. Oh my god, my laptop's pranking me. If you have a favourite indie brand that is located outside of the US, please let us all know down below, because I would love to check it out. I would love to support them as well. Of course, Titanium Foxes, the Pastel Roses, Lethal, Glisten Cosmetics, like there's so many. I will leave them all listed down below. I hope that you, if you can afford it and you're financially able, are able to support these brands because they need you. They need you. Thank you so much for listening to my rant. What is going on with the world? Have a great day. If you're an indie brand owner, you're probably not watching this, but we got you. We got you. We gotta do this like sisterhood, you know, branding together. And the guys, get in here as well, okay? Like, everyone band together right now because it has never mattered more. So, have a great day. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow for a more lighthearted video. Okay, bye!